What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Showcase Central episode 26. I am your host, Nate Branco here, and we're going to talk some baseball today. I'm going to deliver some news to you guys. The injury bug has hit once again, so I'm going to talk about that certain player. It's a shame that it happened to him. Obviously, we never want to see injuries go down on anyone, but with this certain pitcher, this one's just a total shame. It's awful. We're going to talk about some series to watch over the week and obviously going into next weekend. So that is fun, especially for you baseball fans out there that watch this channel and just are an avid enjoyer yourselves. We're going to talk about some milestones that were hit over the weekend. So that's great. And you know what? This is something that we're going to dish into right now, actually. Let's talk about the injury bug real quick. So let's talk about Hunter Greene. Hunter Greene, the Cincinnati Reds ace. He was the 2017 MLB Draft's number 2 overall pick. Let me just tell you this. He is talented as all hell. Heck, he made me into a fan at one point. And, I still am a fan. I feel like these pitchers that come in with such hype going into the season and just coming out of college, you're like, all right, like, I'm excited. Like, let's see what this dude could do at a major league level. And then, next thing you know, their arm gets blown out. Heck, look at Steven Strasburg, for example, guys. And next thing you know, his career is gone. Luckily, before he retired, he got to achieve the accomplishments that he got to achieve. He even won a World Series back in 2019 to elevate his career and finish on a high note. Hunter Greene has a torn UCL and he's out for the season. After he got a second opinion, he actually made his season debut on the 4th of July, and he was out for a good 60 days or such. He was on the 60-day IL for a while after having surgery in March to remove bone chips from his right elbow. That's a shame because I feel like he hasn't got to reach his full potential because he's gotten the injury bug here, there. Heck, I don't even think he's made 26 full starts because he's just injury prone. I love the guy, but damn, what the heck? So he will have season-ending elbow surgery for a partially torn ulnar collateral ligament in his right elbow. That sounds like a bitch. That sounds painful as all hell. Greene back in 2018 actually had Tommy John surgery, and he's only made 5 starts this season. And we know what happened with the 60-day IL surgery back in March. And this is a guy that back in 2022, he made his debut with the Reds. And actually, not too long after that, in April of 2023, he actually inked a 6-year, $53 million contract extension with a $21 million club option for 2029. Let me tell you this, guys. Hunter Greene, great talent. And I think he complements Chase Burns pretty well. It's obvious that Cincinnati sees Hunter Greene in their future. You look at Chase Burns and you look at Hunter Greene. For a team like Cincinnati that's trying to build for their future, They have the right manager in Tito for it. And if I'm doing a little retool of the roster, a rebuild, those are two guys that I would take, two young pitchers that I would take on my roster. Those guys, man, I feel like if they're fully healthy, they could be unstoppable. Maybe even unstoppable to the point where it could be the prime Detroit Tigers from back in 2012. Like Scherzer and Verlander. They have the potential to be just like those guys. Of that similar 1-2 punch. If anything, I wish Hunter Greene the best in his recovery. I don't know if we should fully expect him to have a full-on recuperation of a season up until 2028. Because if there is baseball next year, then he may not be back at all next year. Or if so, he's probably going to be back in the second half of the season after the All-Star break. Who knows how Cincinnati's going to be? Who knows how that pitching staff, just the team in general. I don't know. It might be one of those situations where it's like, hey, we're not going to rush you back. We suck this year. But just take the year off. Make that arm feel good, that elbow. But who knows? I just hope he gets better. It's just a shame. I feel, and this is a guy that was very highly touted, and he went viral for throwing like 100 miles per hour and just, and above. I feel like guys who throw that hard, they start to lose velocity and the speed in their pitches after getting certain surgeries. Reminder, this guy has had he's had Tommy John. He's about to have some freaking torn UCL injury surgery. He's two elbow surgeries. That's no bueno. That's no bueno, guys. I don't know what this is gonna do for his career. I don't know. I hope it's not a short career for him, because obviously too many injuries will kill your career. I hope that he gets the best rehab that he can, and just everything that goes along with that. I just want to wish him the best, because he's a great player. Some milestones were actually reached this weekend. Let's talk about certain pitchers, actually, since we actually just got off talking about Hunter Greene. Sandy Alcantara, his last 3 starts, he has had 20 innings pitched, 11 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and at least 18 Ks, And he also became the Marlins franchise leader in innings pitched. This is the Marlins ace, guys. If I had to guess, maybe he might be a guy that's not touched for the rest of his career. I don't know. But at the same time, this is a guy that some teams may be interested in. So, they've had him on this season. The Marlins have literally said, hey, we're willing to listen to offers for this guy. Oh, nope, he's untouchable. And then now, apparently the going thing is, we want to keep Yuri Perez and Sandy Alcantara around. So Miami loves this dude. So, if you really want to rebuild around him and Perez, then get some arms, get some bats. And I feel like this team can actually be somewhat decent. But they have fallen off. So, Sandy Alcantara is doing his part. He's been actually pretty solid this year. I give him that. But, yep, he is the franchise leader all time in the Marlins for innings pitched. That dude's just racking them up, man. He's racking it up. Oh, man, since I mentioned a pitcher that may or may not be a lifer. This one, I think he's going to be a total lifer with this team. Aaron Nola becomes the 10th fastest pitcher in MLB history to reach 2,000 career strikeouts. And he is the second Philly in their franchise history, joining Steve Carlton as the only Phillies to reach that milestone, to reach 2,000. Great on Aaron Nola. This man, a lifer, a Philly for life. I know the Phillies actually this past weekend, they actually just put Chase Utley on their wall of fame. Great on Chase Utley, by the way. That man, he is a Philly lifer. I know he went to Los Angeles for I think like a few years or so. But I mean, who the hell remembers that and who the hell cares? Philly fans remember him as a Philly only. And a lot of people do. They remember him in Philadelphia. But yes, this is great on Aaron Nola. I do think that he retires a Philly. He is amazing. You guys already know the story that he and I met at a Philadelphia Phillies ball game when he signed my ball, actually. You know what? We might as well pull it up right here. You know what? I'll grab it another time. It's not on me right now. But he's a great guy, class act, and this is a guy that I feel like he's on the downslide of his career, and I believe he's, at the age of 33, 34 years old, so obviously the decline's coming. It was only a matter of time. He's one of my favorite Phillies to watch, so, I mean, props on him. Big Aaron Nola guy. I only wish the best for him. Keep him going, Nola. Big fan of yours. Shout out to him on Showcase Central. The Miz, and no, not WWE superstar The Miz. We're talking about Jacob Misiorowski. He becomes the second fastest pitcher to reach 200 strikeouts. It was the first one to do... Oh, I'm sorry. Whoops. He's the first one to achieve that with Spencer Strider back in 2022 with 123 innings, one-third innings pitched. And The Miz actually this season had 129 and one-third innings pitched. You know what's funny? I did my research on this, and Spencer Strider is actually in the top 3 twice. He did it back-to-back seasons, 2022 and 2023. So, Spencer Strider is in elite company twice. So, The Miz, man, it's inevitable. He's going to be the freaking NL Cy Young, and he's pretty much running away with it, you know? A while I said Sanchez, I said maybe throw Zach Wheeler's name in there. Yeah. Chase Burns, and yeah. None of those guys are winning it, man. It's going to be The Miz and The Miz only. He's killing it. I believe he's going to be pitching this Saturday against the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that'll be interesting. I'll get into that in a little bit. But these milestones, man, that's awesome. I'm happy for these guys. Alcantara, Nola, Misiorowski. I actually want to deliver out one last achievement. This retirement, actually, it came out of nowhere. It came out like at least an hour or two just before I hopped on Showcase Central. So, you guys remember Tim Anderson, the Chicago White Sox shortstop? He was one of the guys that kind of anticipated the let the kids play in the MLB. Let me tell you this right now. He actually just announced his retirement after 10 major league seasons across the league, being with the White Sox, the Marlins, and the Angels. Let me tell you something, guys, right now. His best years were with Chicago, and the funny thing is, I don't think this dude's career was ever revived ever since he got punched out by freaking Jose Ramirez. Oh, man. I watched that video the other day, and I thought it was hilarious. He just came up on my Instagram, and I was just like, oh my god. I was like, wow. He literally got knocked silly. But anyways, he actually won the 2019 AL batting title. He was an all-star back-to-back years in 2021 and in 22. And in actually the pandemic MLB season in 2020, he actually won a Silver Slugger. So that's great for him. I mean, I did also see that the Chicago White Sox, I believe September 17th, they will be honoring him in a way of like his retirement, kind of like, thank you for what you've done for us. And that's pretty awesome because Tim Anderson, he was fun to watch. He was a pretty sweet hitter. And so I just want to say thank you, TA. Thank you for delivering some pretty fun years in baseball, man. Wish you well in retirement. Guys, I have some series matchups to watch this week, whether it's Monday through Thursday, Thursday through Saturday, and whatever, because, you know, the two series that deliver over the week. Let's talk about the Red Sox and the Jays. This is going to be a 4-game series, actually starting tonight. The Jays have their number this season going 6-3, the 3 different times that they met. And let me tell you this. This would be the last time that they play. The Jays, it's pretty much kind of a lost season for them. And the Red Sox are freaking red hot. I know that they dropped the last 2 to the A's, but it is what it is. They're still one of the best teams, still one of the hottest teams in baseball. But can the Sox deliver again? Can they deliver another winning streak again? They've already done it twice in this past month. Like, yeah, June and August, they got hot at the right time. Love to see it. But let's see if the Sox lineup can actually do some pretty hefty damage in Toronto. That would be pretty fun, especially with Cedar Rafaela with a hot bat. We got the Mariners visiting the Bronx. The underperforming Mariners walk to New York. I don't know how that's going to go, honestly, because I could either see a sweep out of the Yankees or I could see a freaking just a 2-1 Yankees series win. George Lombard Jr., that dude is someone to watch out for in that series. He was the one that was actually called up from AAA when they demoted Anthony Volpe. Smart move because Volpe is ass. And he was so freaking overhyped when he first came in. At one point, I was like, ooh, all right. Let's see if this dude actually ends up being the next Jeter or whatever. But obviously, those shoes are way, way too freaking big to fill. But George Lombard Jr., he is off to a hard start right now. I could see him killing the Mariners pitching because it's been a rough watch for Seattle. It's time they turn it around. They are 4 games behind the shitty AL West, and they are 3.5 in the AL wildcard. They need this. They need this more. This is an important series for Seattle to win, whether they get 2 out of 3 or they sweep. That would be big. The Phillies and the Twins. This is going to be a 3-game series. And the first game is actually being played in the Field of Dreams. So that'd be pretty cool. It's on Netflix. I will be watching that. And they actually haven't had that game since, 2022? So that'd be pretty cool to watch it 3 years later. But, yeah. The Phillies and the Twins, they're hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive, whether it's in the division or actually in the wild card. I feel like both teams have the best chance in the wild card because, yeah. Well, the Twins have a better shot in their division, but the Phillies more so have a better shot in the wild card. They're just lingering onto that freaking last place National League spot. And Luis Arias, watch out for him. He's got a hot bat right now. It's lovely to see Luis Arias not in the Bay, just stranded. he fits well in that Philly lineup, let me tell you. This is going to be the series of the week. So keep your eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen. The Brewers versus the Dodgers in a 4-game series, Thursday through Sunday. Good Lord, I am so looking forward to this one. Milwaukee is going to prove to Los Angeles, the reigning and defending World Series champions, that they are the top dog in the National League. Milwaukee, they are killing it this year. The LA Dodgers, they have been on a rut as of late. I know they just dropped 2 out of 3 to the Arizona Diamondbacks this past weekend. And all I gotta say is, what to watch out for? The pitching duels for every single matchup. I don't know what the pitching is going to be like what the matchups are actually going to end up being, but all I know is that I think this is going to be a showdown of pitching. Hitting, of course, will play a factor, but I do think it's going to be some constant shutdown innings. The Yamamoto, the Ohtani. No, not the Ohtanis, I'm sorry. Snell, Glasnow, Sasaki, whatever. And then, we got the Miz that's going to pitch at some point. You got Kyle Harrison, I'll be back. And it's going to be great. I can't wait. So watch out for that, guys. And the very last one that I actually want to mention, the Diamondbacks versus the Braves. This one, I think, is going to be the most important for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona actually has been playing well as of late, and they will be going up against a crazy Atlanta Braves first place National League East team. Atlanta looks good, but at the same time, are they going to be that team that competes with top dogs such as the Brewers, the Dodgers, but I feel like as of right now, they would be playing a wild card team. Maybe a wild card team such as the Cubs. If anything, I can see them going up against the Cubs. But at the same time, I could see Arizona weaving themselves in. We could see Arizona of 2023 weaseling themselves into the wild card, just like they did at that time. And where did that leave Arizona? To the World Series. That would be great if the Diamondbacks do that. But will the hot bat of Ronald Acuna Jr. play a factor in stopping that Arizona Diamondbacks team in that pitching? I don't know, but that is something that we will have to keep our eyes peeled and be watching out for. Can the Diamondbacks put a halt to the Braves? Or will the lineup shut down that Diamondbacks pitching that actually looks good right now? We shall see. We'll see if they squeal into a wild card. Maybe we can actually see a 2 out of 3 of the Diamondbacks, or maybe the other way. I don't really see a sweep out of this at all. I'll be very shocked if so. Before I go, ladies and gentlemen, this jersey of Nick Kurtz, I did not see him in Boston the other day. I was so mad. But at the same time, I understood why. I knew he was on the IL, but I was hoping that he would at least travel with the team. But I actually got an autograph of his teammate. I got Carlos Cortez, the A's DH. And let me tell you this. Shout out to Carlos Cortez. He was very nice to me. He was a good dude. So I just want to give a shout out to him. Hopefully he catches wind of this because that would be awesome. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes episode 26 of Showcase Central. Ladies and gentlemen, you have yourselves a great week. I will see you guys on Friday for another episode of Showcase Central, episode 27. You guys have a great week. I'll see you soon.